Have you ever opened your eyes in the morning and felt tired before your day even started? Not just sleepy, but tired in your heart. Like life is heavy, even when nothing big is happening. If you have ever felt that way, this story is for you. Elias wakes up before the sun. His alarm rings on the small table beside his bed. It is early, but he is already exhausted. He lies on his back, staring at the ceiling. The room is quiet, but it is not a peaceful quiet. It feels like a heavy blanket pressing on his chest. Getting out of bed feels like a task, not a fresh start. For Elias, mornings do not feel like a new beginning anymore. They feel like the same long day broken into pieces by sleep. Yesterday's worries are still here. Yesterday's thoughts are still loud. His hand reaches for his phone almost without thinking. The screen lights up his face in the dim room. News headlines, sad stories, fights, arguments, shocking videos. Ads for things he does not really need. Photos of people smiling, traveling, buying new things, looking happy. While he scrolls, a strange feeling grows inside him. It is like his chest is empty and full at the same time. Full of noise, empty of meaning. It seems like everyone else is living their life, moving forward. Doing something important. And he feels like he is just there, breathing, watching, existing. A quiet question rises in his mind, one that many of us have thought, but rarely say out loud. Why is it so hard to simply exist? He gets up at last, moves through his small morning routine, and steps into another day. On the outside, nothing looks wrong. He has a job. He has a place to live. He has a phone, internet, food in the kitchen. But inside, something feels off, like a puzzle with a missing piece he cannot name. On the bus to work, he looks out of the window. People walk fast on the street, eyes on their screens. Faces serious, lost in their own thoughts. For a moment, Elias wonders how many of them feel the same quiet sadness he carries, but never speaks about. What if Elias is not alone in this? What if this feeling of heavy existence is not only his secret problem, but part of something much bigger? Elias thinks his problem is only his problem. He thinks he is weak, or lazy, or simply not built for this life. But the truth is different. Elias is not strange. He is normal in a world that has quietly become very hard to live in. Today, we have more comfort than people had 50 or 60 years ago. Many of us have soft beds, electric lights, clean water from a tap, food in a fridge, and a small screen that can show us anything at any time. If someone from the past saw this, they might say, "You have everything. Why are you sad?" But our pain is not about food or shelter most of the time. It is about what happens inside our head and heart every day. Think about how life was for our grandparents. It was not easy. There were wars, money problems, and hard physical work. But life followed a clear rhythm. You wake up, you work, you eat with family, maybe talk to neighbors, and then sleep. There was less noise, fewer choices, fewer screens. Now look at our life. From the moment we wake up, our mind is hit by information, messages, news, videos, warnings, ads, opinions, arguments. Our brain is always on. It never gets real rest. Experts say that people today see more information in one single day than someone many years ago might see in their whole life. Our bodies are old. Our minds are old. They were made for simple, slow living. They were not built for thousands of pictures, sounds, and words every day. So when Elias feels tired before his day even starts, it makes sense. His body does not understand this new world. His mind is trying to carry more than it was designed to carry. At work, Elias sits in a chair and stares at a screen. He goes to online meetings. He smiles on camera. He says, "Yes, I understand, and sure, I'll do that." But inside, he feels empty. He is moving, speaking, replying. Yet he feels like he is watching someone else live his life. On his lunch break, he scrolls again. He sees people his age buying houses, traveling, starting businesses, getting fit, getting famous. He looks at himself and feels small, slow, behind. It feels like life has become a race and he started late. But what if the race itself is the problem? What if the world around Elias is built in a way that makes many people feel heavy and lost? Not just him. There is something Elias does very well. He acts, not on a stage, but in real life. And you might do this too without even knowing it. When he walks into the office, he puts on his okay face. A small smile, a simple good morning, a joke here and there. If someone asks, "How are you?" he answers, "I'm fine, just busy." He says it so often that it almost feels like a script. Inside, he is not fine. During a meeting, he stares at the screen while his coworkers talk. Boxes with faces appear and disappear as people join and leave. Some seem confident, some look tired, but everyone keeps going. Targets, deadlines, plans, charts, numbers. The day moves forward. Elias writes notes, but his mind drifts. A quiet thought appears. Does anyone else feel like this, or is it just me? He looks at each face on the screen and wonders what their real story is. Who cries after work? Who lies awake at night? Who also feels that simply existing is heavy? We live in a strange time. Many of us are always connected, but still feel alone. We can send a message across the world in seconds, but sometimes we have no one we feel safe to talk to deeply. You can have many contacts, many followers, many group chats, and still feel like nobody truly sees you. Elias feels this deeply. After work, he often goes home and sits on the sofa with his phone. He scrolls, watches videos, laughs at short clips, likes photos. For a few seconds at a time, he feels distracted. But when the screen turns dark, the room feels even more empty than before. This is the hidden pain of many people today. Life becomes a kind of show. You feel like you must look okay, act okay, post okay, even when your heart is tired. You show the good parts and hide the heavy parts. It feels like your real self is locked inside, and the world only sees the mask. Over time, this is exhausting. You are not only living your life, you are also performing it. You judge yourself by how fast you answer messages, how much you accomplish, how you compare to others. Your value starts to feel like a score you must protect. Elias lies in bed that night, phone on his chest, screen still glowing. He whispers inside, "If I have so much, why do I still feel so empty?" Is it really his personal failure, or is something much bigger happening to all of us? The next morning, Elias does something different. On the way to work, instead of scrolling his phone, he just sits and looks around the bus. People with tired eyes, people in work clothes, some students. Everyone seems to be going somewhere, but no one looks truly relaxed. He starts to think about the game everyone seems to be playing. Most of us are told a simple story. Study hard, get a good job, earn money, buy things, be successful, then you'll be happy. Elias tried to follow this story. He went to school, went to college, got a job. But now that he is inside the game, it does not feel simple at all. The prices of everything keep going up: rent, food, bills. His salary comes in, and almost all of it goes out again. At the end of the month, he looks at his bank account and feels that familiar knot in his stomach. He is not poor, but he is not safe either. One big problem: an illness, a lost job, a family emergency, and everything could break. Money is always in the back of his mind, not because he's greedy, but because he's afraid. Afraid of not having enough, afraid of falling behind, afraid of never reaching that magical place called stable or secure. The world today often treats people like machines. Work more, do more, be more. And if you are tired, you think, something is wrong with me, instead of asking, maybe something is wrong with the system. At lunch, Elias hears his coworkers talking about side jobs. Investments, new ways to earn. You have to hustle, man, someone says. If you're not grinding, you're losing. Everyone laughs, but the joke hides a truth. Many people are scared, trying to run faster on a wheel that never stops. But money is only one part of the story. Later that week, Elias sits in a small cafe alone. He watches families, friends, couples, people talking, laughing, sharing food. He suddenly feels a deep ache. He has people in his life, yes, but he still feels separate, like there is a glass wall between him and the rest of the world. He thinks, even if I had more money, would this empty feeling go away? This is the quiet crisis many people have today. Not just a crisis of money, but a crisis of meaning. We are busy, but we do not know what for. We are connected online, but we still feel alone inside. So if the world is built this way, always pushing, always comparing, always demanding, is there anything a single person like Elias can do to feel lighter? One evening, after another long day, Elias sits on his bed with the light off. The only light in the room is from his phone. His thumb is ready to start scrolling again, but this time, he stops. His mind is tired. His heart is tired. A gentle thought comes. What if I try something different, just for a few minutes? He puts his phone face down on the table. At first, the silence feels strange. He is so used to noise that quiet feels almost scary. He can hear his own breathing. He can feel his own heartbeat. He sits there, doing nothing for 1 minute. Then 2, then 5. Something very small happens. His body feels just a little softer. His thoughts are still there, but they seem a bit less loud. It is not magic. His life is still the same. But for those few minutes, he is not running, not watching, not comparing. He is simply there. The next day, Elias tries something new on the bus. He does not put in his earphones. He does not look at his screen. He looks out of the window instead. He watches the sky, the trees, the people walking. He feels the seat under him, the movement of the bus. For a moment, he feels present in his own life. These are very small things, but small things, repeated, can change how we feel over time. Later, he decides to message an old friend, not with a meme, not with a quick, "What's up?" but with something real. He writes, "Hey, it's been a long time. I've been feeling a bit low lately. How are you doing?" He hesitates before sending it. It feels risky, to be honest, but he presses send anyway. To his surprise, the friend replies, "I've been feeling the same, actually." They talk for a while. They share worries, laugh about old memories, and make a simple plan to meet for coffee soon. Elias ends the chat feeling lighter. Not fixed, not perfect, but less alone. He starts to see a pattern. When he gives all his time and attention to screens and pressure, he feels empty. When he slows down, even for a short moment, and when he reaches out to someone real, he feels a little more alive. You do not have to change your whole life in one day. You do not have to delete every app or move to a mountain. Sometimes, the first step is as simple as one deep breath, one honest message, one short walk without your phone. But there is still one big question in Elias's heart. What is my life really for? Weeks pass. Elias's life still looks the same from the outside. Same job, same room, same city. But inside, small things are changing. He still has heavy days. Some mornings, he still lies in bed and feels that old weight on his chest. But now, instead of only asking, "What is wrong with me?" he also asks, "What is my life trying to tell me?" One Sunday, he takes a notebook to a quiet park. He sits on a bench under a tree. No music, no phone in his hand, just the soft sound of wind and people talking in the distance. He writes a simple question on the page. What do I want my life to stand for? He does not find a perfect answer, but he writes small things. I want to be kind. I want to help people feel less alone. I want to do one thing each day that makes me feel proud inside. These are not big dreams like be famous or be rich. They are small, human wishes. As he looks at the words, he feels something warm in his chest. For the first time in a long time, he feels a sense of direction, even if it is small. Over the next days, he tries to live by these lines. When a coworker looks stressed, he offers help instead of staying silent. When his mother calls, he does not rush the talk. He listens, really listens. He smiles at the cashier in the shop and says thank you like he truly means it. These things seem tiny, but they give him a quiet joy that scrolling never gave. At night, instead of only watching random videos, he spends 15 minutes doing something that makes him feel alive. Sometimes he draws. Sometimes he reads a short book. Sometimes he writes his thoughts. These moments do not fix his whole life, but they make the day feel more real, more alive. Slowly, Elias begins to see a new truth. Life will never be completely light. There will always be problems, pressure, and fear. But he is not helpless. He can choose where to place his attention. He can choose who to share his time with. He can choose small actions that bring meaning into his day. You can do the same. You may still feel tired. You may still feel heavy at times. But your feelings do not mean you are broken. They mean you are human in a loud and busy world. You are allowed to slow down. You are allowed to care for your mind and heart. You are allowed to build a life that feels real, not just good on paper. Elias's story does not end here. It continues tomorrow and the next day in every small choice he makes. And your story? That is the next chapter. The question now is, what small step will you take after this video ends?